Hello and welcome back to Matt Ryan Photo. And today I'm going to talk about a camera that I purchased, several months ago. And I just really haven't gotten around to actually making a video about it. Actually, that's a lie. I made several videos about it. I just didn't like them. So, um, Today, I'm going to do kind of a little bit different of a format. I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to talk about the camera, and I'm going to show you the photos that I took. I don't have any, like, POV. Well, I do have POV, but it looks like crap. So I keep lying to you, but, you know, uh, get over it. And that is the Fuji GW690, better known as the Texas Leica. Now, I had what was it? The Fuji GW645ZI or whatever it was. It was that fully electronic point and shoot medium format camera. And I think it's about 2 or 3 videos ago, I made a video about it. And it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It took wonderful photos. It exposed beautifully. And it ran like a machine, like just perfect. I can't complain about it. The only complaint that I had with it is I couldn't see what I was focusing on. It was just like a regular point and shoot where you just point, hit the button, and hope that it's in focus. Now, the autofocus on it seems to have been very good. I never seem to have ever missed any kind of focus. It always was right where I want it to be. But I still didn't like that. I wanted to go with something a little bit more mechanical. I wanted something more as a rangefinder. And not to mention, I'm not crazy about the 645 photo format. If you watch my Tucson video, I did take a lot of 645 when I was out in Tucson. And that was really just to use the Bronica, the ETR-SI, which I have since traded. And I actually use that as a trade-in, a partial trade-in on that Nikon D600 that you saw in my previous video, which actually is going to be going up here eventually as my film scanner. Anyway, some tests on that, which I'm actually going to make a video about. But this, the Texas Leica, is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It is an amazing, wonderful, incredible medium format camera. And I should be looking at the lens, not at the screen there. So anyhow, being that it's fully mechanical, I don't have to worry about batteries at all. So I don't have to put batteries in this thing. It runs up to a shutter speed of 1/500th all the way down to 1 second and then time. I really haven't come across an issue with being too bright or like and I haven't really done any like long exposures in the dark with it. Not yet, but eventually. Is this thing recording? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. But for my exposures when I'm out during the day taking photos or wherever I'm at, I end up using this TT Artisan hot shoe mounted exposure meter. And I gotta tell you, it has never, ever once let me down wrong. The exposure on it always reads, and it always reads very, very, very well. Now, it's not a spot meter. It's taking in the entire scene. Sometimes, if you really, really want to be specific and just nail that exposure beautifully, you really need a spot meter. Well, a good spot meter is very, very expensive. I mean, almost half the price of this for a good spot meter. And I'm looking for one. If one shows itself up, I will definitely pick one up for a lot of my large format type photography. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm not crazy about the 645 format. Just because, yeah, it's bigger than a 35 millimeter. It is a little bit higher resolution, but it's not that drastic of a difference where it justifies hauling around that bigger camera. I want something that's going to be dramatically bigger to justify carrying around something like this. I mean, this thing is very, very big. It's very, very large. And like here's the These, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it here, but these are 6x9 negative in black and white. And then 645. 645 is literally half the size of 6x9. So you get twice the amount of shots with 645. And granted, like I said, it is a higher resolution than what you're going to get off of 35 millimeter. But you know what? I'm fine with 35 millimeter at that point. I can carry around a tiny little 35 millimeter and still get some very good photos. But yeah, the lens on this is a Fujinon. It's 3.5. It's wow. Ooh, tongue tied. It is a Fujinon 90 millimeter f3.5. As you should be able to see right there. This is equivalent to about 40 millimeters if you're looking at full frame, or 35 millimeter. It's about the equivalent to that. So it's a little bit more focal length than my personal preference, which is 35 millimeter and 28 millimeter. But I do enjoy 50 millimeter and even 40. So I'm not complaining about that. And the beautiful the photos that it takes with this camera is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's big, it's clunky, and if you notice, I even have a little red dot on here that says Fuji in it in the Leica font, just to signify that this is a Texas Leica, and it's Texas Leica because everything's bigger in Texas. So I don't know who came up with it, but I absolutely love the term Texas Leica. I think it's hilarious and cracks me up every time. And when I hear somebody like at a camera meetup or something like that, and I hear as I'm walking by and you're like, oh, Texas Leica, it's fantastic. But yeah, so I'm going to switch over here and we're going to look at some photos that I took. And these photos are going to be from a museum that I went to, or art gallery, sorry. It's called the Walker Art Gallery in downtown Minneapolis. And I have some pretty good photos of that. So we're going to go take a peek at that right now. By the way, if you need to get your 35 millimeter or your 120 film processed, whether it's black and white or color, check out photoking.net. Photoking.net is offering a deal right now on color C41 only. It's a $10 process, scan, and email. So $10. You just have to use the discount code at checkout of King10. That's King10, King 10 for a discount code, and it gets you a $10 process, scan, and email. So go check us out. That's photoking.net. Details will be down below. Check it out there. So the Walker Art Museum is actually a really cool place. It just so happened that when I went there, all the exhibits, or a lot of the exhibits, were actually blocked off or closed off because they're either bringing new ones in or getting rid of the old ones, or they just didn't have anything in there at the time. So I didn't have a lot of opportunity to take a lot of photos. It wasn't as good as it was previously, and it's probably because it's winter time. But you would think during the winter people want to be inside, not outside. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain. It was actually a very cool time that I had there. And it started off here with this first one with Beauty. Just a cool photo. Now, this was all taken on Ilford 3200 with the 6x9, and the grain is just beautiful. It was developed with HC110 is what I developed this with, and it looks fantastic. And this was scanned on this system right here using my Sony and the 70-200 macro lens, and it comes out gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The next one is a mirror box. Now this one was really cool, and this is actually my favorite photo of this roll. Probably one of my more favorite photos that I have, to the point where everything is just falling everywhere. To the point where I think this is it. Yeah. I went through and I got a print made. And this is a silver halide print of it. And it's going to be up on the wall, up here somewhere. So let me explain the photo. It's a mirror box that has holes in it, and that's what those white dots are. They're actually holes looking out of the box, and all six sides. Yeah, six sides. Jeez, are mirrors, and I just decided to shove the camera in there and take a photo. And the funny thing was, is if you look, I kind of centered the rangefinder onto the hole, not the lens. And in doing so, it's it's really neat because you can see my hands holding the camera. You can see what's not seen in the photo box or in that circle where I'm looking through. You see the camera, you don't see my hands, you don't see the full lens, but then you can see it all, and it's bokeh out a little bit in the reflection. It was a very cool photo, and I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was pretty neat. And the next one is, yeah, just a cool little design on the wall. On the wall, it's all that it is. Just a cool design. It's actually projected with a projector, and that's all that exhibit was. It's just that. I didn't read the plaque. I'm not even sure that there was a plaque. But yeah, just cool little design. And then, of course, you have downtown Minneapolis, and it off to the left there, you would have that famous cherry on the spoon fountain that everybody photographs. I even have some photos of that myself that I took because low hanging fruit. It's a cool looking thing. It's kind of something you do in Minnesota. And this just panned over a little bit to the right of downtown Minneapolis. And then this is just some architecture. They got some weird architecture in there. Pretty cool, actually. Just felt like taking a photo of this hallway that's just all cattywampus and looking kind of weird. It's just neat. I think I photographed that a couple different times with different formats before in the past when I've been there. All right, so now I'm going to move on to shooting black and white and color when I was out at a camera meetup with a group of fellow photographers at this really cool building. That's a cafe. It's a whole big lobby. Lobby. Wow, I was gonna say cafe and lobby in one. So yeah, lobby. Um, it's just really cool old architecture, really cool building, and these are those photos now. And the first one here is probably my favorite to the point where I actually have it up on my wall, printout. Yes, my wall is very barren right now. I haven't got prints put up yet. I just like it. It's just a cool little photo. I was drinking Topo Chico's, kind of a what do you, kind of an ode to grainy days and bad flashes. Is what that is. I do enjoy Topo Chico's though. And then now this next photo, just another photographer down at the bottom of the stairs and took a photo of it, and I gotta tell you, I like it. I like the photo. You really can't see his face, but you can tell that he's there holding the camera. You got the city in the background. You got the stairs with snow. It's just a pleasant photo to look at. This next one is just a dress company, a bridal dress company. They were closed during the day. You know, this was on like a Sunday, and just snapped a nice little photo, some dresses, and got a little reflection of myself in there. And this is just some stairs, but I mean, look at the quality of these photos. They're just tack sharp, completely tack sharp. I absolutely love it. This one is horrible. There's actually a Newton ring in here. If you look close enough, you'll actually see the Newton rings because I actually scanned these. These ones I didn't scan on my setup here. I actually flatbed these Just, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I flatbed scanned these, but I did. That's how I did it, and I ended up getting some Newton rings where the base of the film actually touched the glass because it was kind of folded a little bit. And that's why I hate flatbed scanning. And it creates this like almost rainbow ring effect that forms in the scan, and it's called a Newton ring, from what I understand. This was the color portion of my meetup with the 6x9, and now we're going to move over into the black and white, which I personally prefer. 6x9 at this really cool cafe. Really like it. It's called Fragment Coffee, Fragment Cafe, and it's in the St. Anthony, Maine area of Minneapolis. But this is just a really cool place. This is a nice little shot shooting up at, uh, you know, just the architecture, the building, the inside where the cafe, the lobby area, and then this was also running Ilford 1600 or Ilford 3200. And again, with the 6x9, Ilford 3200 is starting to become my absolute favorite to shoot because the grain is not bad. I develop it in HC 110, which works really well with 3200. And being that it's just such a big negative, that the grain really isn't that bad. It's actually very pleasant to see. And these were actually done on my camera or on my film scanning using the Sony. And here's just the elevators going up. Doing a little Dutch angle there. This one's a little underexposed. That was on me. I adjusted the light meter and forgot to adjust the camera. So that's a photo of my wife on the up on the stairs there, taking a photo with a camera. This is one of the gentlemen that is in the photo meetup. I don't remember what his name was, but he was running around with a very nice Kodak Retina 3C. And if you've seen my videos, you know I have a very special place in my heart for that camera. It's a fantastic camera. If you ever get your hands on one, it's amazing. And that's him again at a different angle. Here is a cool shot. I really, really like this photo. It's kind of showing just everybody in this lobby area and how this place is just set up. It's just such a cool place. I will be going back there again because I think photos there. I think more photo. It deserves more photos, just because of how cool it was and the things that you can get. And it's the beauty of the 6x9. It's such a wide photo that you can get like just a lot of detail. You can get a lot in your composition, and just showing off that architecture. I mean, I don't know when this building was built, but I'm going to say it's probably turn of the century, 19th century, or turn of the 20th century. Little Dutch angle of the elevator system. It's just so cool. Very, very cool. Now, the last photo that I want to leave you with was done with the 6x9. It was at a previous camera meetup last month, and it was at a really cool brewery. And this is a gentleman here running a Nikon S2. He's a friend of mine and a customer as well. And just, he was looking through his Nikon S2, and I just snapped a photo with it, and it came out wonderful. I think it's a fantastic photo. Yeah. Not all my photos are fantastic, I have to tell you. Most of them, and even most of the ones that are in here, really aren't like what I would consider anything spectacular or special. I mean, there's a portfolio photo or two in here. This one might actually be one. But yeah, it's just kind of really just to show off the film and the camera and just documenting where I've been. That's really all that it is. And that's it. That's it for today. I appreciate you watching, and I'm getting hit with messages, which I hate. I really appreciate you watching this video today, and I'll catch you in the next video.